what I do.
Black unity. And so because of that, they ignore historical reality. And let's be honest, when we're dealing with people like Professor Griff, a well-known figure in the entertainment world, he's primarily an entertainer. He's not a historian. He's not a lawyer. He's not a sociologist and not an academic in any field relevant to this discussion. He hasn't done the necessary research, doesn't have command of primary sources, and hasn't studied the legal or historical framework that would allow him to speak with authority on this topic. And to even begin a meaningful debate with him or many of these other folks, you would first have to educate him on a specific history and legal context of African involvement in the transatlantic slave trade. Then you would need to give him the opportunity to study and form his own opinions. And until then, he's speaking out of turn and doing more harm than good by denying the well-documented historical fact that many African elites actively participated in the capturing and selling of trafficking of Africans to European slavers, along with hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of regular everyday Africans. And see, his denial is not just ignorant, it's dangerous. It disrespects the memory of millions who were betrayed and shackled and sold. And it undermines the very foundation of the reparations and recognition movement. Now, here's the thing. We're going to go ahead and get into it. All right. Now, people, when I looked at the video, and I didn't want to play the whole video from Professor Griff, but he's clearly unfamiliar with the facts, just like many of those regular folks. Africans saw enslaved people, but these are the points that we gather. Okay, Africans saw enslaved people sold to the Europeans as outsiders. They weren't selling their own immediate family members. Captives were often prisoners of war, rivals, or ethnic minorities, but that doesn't absolve the act. See, the intent was still transactional. It was to capture and profit. And as far as the African participation in the slave trade, it was extensive. It was mutually profitable for local rulers and their families. Kings, war chiefs, and wealthy merchants organized slave raids by regular people, right? And they built fortunes off the trade. Fathers, daughters, entire families benefited from the system. And many enslaved Africans were sold multiple times, up to 5 times. Some bartered or traded all the way until they got to the coast. And so that was not a random violence. It was structured supply chain. And so the European presence in the forts was minimal. For example, the Danish traders at Fort Christiansborg were only 20 men deep at any given time for about 150 years. What that means is they relied heavily on local African intermediaries and suppliers and enforcers to maintain operation. These Europeans couldn't last more than a year on the coast of Africa by themselves without help, okay? So the other thing is colonialism followed. It didn't precede it. The slave trade in many cases wouldn't happen but for, or the colonialism wouldn't have happened but for the slave trade. England didn't even take control of many of these trading forts until after they had purchased them from the Danes and others, long after African rulers had already established the slave trade. Even today, Ghanaians distinguished themselves between European powers. In Ghana, Danish and English influences are recognized separately. And in fact, there's still lingering tensions in historical, in other words, they treat the Danish better. And because they are perceived as not to have participated in colonialism. And here's another thing, the families that benefited from the trade still benefit now. These are the lineages they recognize. These are the people who come over here and who already have power. So I want you to think about this, and we just now getting into this. When you went to the year return, you're financially enriching the descendants of the very people who sold your ancestors. They built their legacy of betrayal, and now they're cashing in on your longing for reconnection, which makes you a fool. A well-meaning, misinformed tourist funding the same hierarchy that profited from your people's captivity. What did I just say? What I'm telling you is that the same people who were in charge back then, their children are in charge now. we're about to go somewhere where I know you all haven't expected me to go. I want you all to take an opportunity to look up this title, and it's called Daughters of the Trade. Somebody type Daughters of the Trade in the chat room. Somebody type Daughters of the Trade in the chat room, because Professor Griff said he wanted references. And I don't know Professor Griff, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I just really wasn't a huge fan of their music way back in the day, but I mean, it was still good music. I was, more of a turn to this scholarly source. And I have this book, and I've looked at it, and I read it. We got to leave these Pan-Africanists and these quasi-historians. We got to leave them alone, okay? And they're going to find it, all these people who are romanticized Africa, they're going to find very difficult to refute what's being said. This writer, Miss Pernille Epson, and I'll put her name in, and I'm going to put the name of the book in here, because I would advise anybody who's truly interested in learning our history to check this out, okay? The book is called Daughters of the Trade, and she is the author. And right now, she is in the Caribbean in this particular video. What's up, what's up, what's up? Welcome, welcome, welcome to the broadcast. This is Uncle D. People wash their ass in the tub, Kamala Harris.
You would tune in to Uncle D. D's black man talk. Pull up, homie, take a seat. Don't be a shadow watcher every day. You learn something, then you earn something. And let them know and drop some money in the plate. It's getting cold, ladies, talking ratchet. There's a king here, grab your coat, zip your jacket. Keep quiet for a second, close your jaw. Attorney Spurling, this ain't pearly, know the law. Talking Constitution, pushing pins when he shooting, give him that. Masculinity, just for the record, sprinkle that. You can keep your cat, gotta cut it. Only cat he rubbing, gotta love it. I call it Holly Buddy. Gotta vote your interest, voting earns. Presidential, this is for the money that I earn. When you gon' learn, my people, that evil mixed with evil. No matter what you're doing, baby, this ain't equal. Sometimes when you're special, you get hated. The test is for the best, you're damn right, my people made it. Uncle D, Blizzard King, you've been served, gotta notice. Now black men out here know we winning, gotta hold it now. Uncle D, you've been served, get your notice. Now black men out here know we winning, gotta hold it now. Uncle D, you've been served, get your notice. Now black men out here know we winning, gotta hold it now. Uncle D, you've been served, get your notice. Now black men out here know we winning, gotta hold it now.
Hey man, I'll do what I do.
Somebody need to whip your ass.
Get up and whip him, Sweets.
Hey, don't be putting the money in my hand all rough.
Take your ass out here. You buy you a Floby and cut your own damn hair from now on.
This is DennisSpurling. I'm an attorney here in Houston, Texas. My mandate is to be an advocate for black men.
DennisSpurling got the mic on fire.
Black father, I have black son.
Tune in, weekly feeling inspired. From the heart, real talking night. Every episode brings a light. Subscribe, hit the like,
my voice, my wisdom.
share the love, you know it's fair. Join us every
Cold outside, Blizzard King coming.
drop some coins in the collection plate.
Alright, let me roll out.
Comment below, let's start the chat. Insight so deep, like we said. Together vibing, no need to wait. DennisSpurling always first.
What's up? Welcome to the broadcast.
Hit the like, won't you dare. Share the love, you know it's fair. Join us every week, don't be late. Drop some coins in the collection plate.
Yeah, they peso trick. Some of y'all can't help it. Some of y'all can't help tricking. Some of y'all got a soft spot for her.
You enjoy the ride, come say hi. Catch the wave, don't pass by. Lifted spirits, always in sight. In this podcast, joy takes flight. Subscribe, hit the like, won't you dare. Share the love, you know it's fair. Join us every say hi. Catch the wave, don't pass by. Lifted spirits always in sight. In this podcast, joy takes flight. Subscribe, hit the like, won't you dare? Share the love, you know it's